Do you have a child who is ruining your back at night time? Hi, I'm Dr. Annie from Open Space Healing, Fremantle's hub for everything holistic chiropractic, and today we'll be talking about how to protect your back while parenting and putting your kids to sleep at night. Now, the problem is kids are constantly changing, going through different phases, and us as parents, we're put in compromising positions, sleeping in their beds, and these positions always cause injury and soreness to our body and dysfunction. At the end of this vlog, you will know exactly what you can do to help to mitigate some of these poor postures and how to look after your back so that you can be a really happy parent that gets a really great night's sleep, mostly posture-wise, throughout the night. These are our top tips for protecting your back if you have a baby, so an infant or a small child. If they are sleeping in a cot, then ideally actually pulling down the side of the cot before getting them out of the cot so that you're not constantly bending your back and getting into a flexion position in your lumbar spine, in the low back. So moving it down, and when you're picking them up, actually kneeling down to lift them up. And when you do, engage your core. So pretend that you are busting to go to the toilet and you have to hold it. So that slight contraction while you're bending down to pick up your baby from a kneeling position. Also, keeping your weight even on both feet or knees and not twisting your back, because this places a lot more strain on the discs and the joints in your low back. Our second tip, if you do have a baby, and this is for the parents who have a really clingy baby and they can only get to sleep by holding them, then using a great quality carrier such as a Manduka or an Ergo that has a really wide band across the waist, so it's going to be protecting your back, and also it helps with the position of the hips for the baby and getting them into a nice W position to help with the formation of good quality sockets in the hips. Putting the carrier on with your clingy baby and get a fit ball. So get the fit ball and sit down and actually bounce on the fit ball while you have your baby in the carrier. So this will protect your back from standing in one position too long or pacing up and down, getting tired. So sitting on the fit ball will help to engage your core muscles and take some of that strain off your back. Also, we know that if you do have a clingy baby, then quite often they don't like you being comfortable and sitting down and resting. So by bouncing up and down on the fit ball, you're giving them that movement and that stimulation. So it's a very good way to help them get off to sleep. For all of our mamas out there who actually breastfeed their baby to sleep, instead of breastfeeding on the couch or in bed sitting up, try lying down and breastfeeding on the side while you're in your own bed with your own pillow. And that way, if you do fall asleep, as is the tendency when you're breastfeeding at 4 a.m. or 2 a.m. in the morning, then you are in a much more ergonomic, better position to be falling asleep and can wake up feeling much better in your body. These are our top tips for sleeping and protecting your back when you have young children. So young children may go through phases where they are coming into your bed or they are wanting you to go into their bed, and face it, one of those options are probably going to happen at some point of time in your history together. So if it's becoming more of a regular thing, investing in a double or a queen mattress for your child and placing that ideally on the floor so that if you do fall asleep with them in their bed, then at least both of you have the space to actually sleep properly, and also you're not having to sleep all scrunched up with them on top of you. Let's not actually joke ourselves here. If you are sleeping on that bigger bed, they probably will lay on top of you, but at least you can push them off over to the side and they have their own slice of mattress too. If you have young children who need you to be in the room with them while they're going to sleep, then one of our favorite things to do is to lay on a posture pole, or this is essentially a semicircular foam roller that is really long, so it will reach the back of your head and your tailbone when you're laying on it along your spine. Or you can use a rolled up towel really tightly till it's about 10 centimeters in diameter, or a yoga bolster. So while they're in bed and they're wanting you to stay with them, place your device on the floor and lay on it, bend your knees and flatten your spine along the pole or bolster. Open out your shoulders, so stretching the muscles at the front, and place your palms facing the ceiling and arms out, and elongate the back of your neck so that it's stretching all of the muscles in the back of the neck. So this is a really gentle and beautiful exercise to do, especially at the end of the day when you've been running around like a chicken that's lost its head, lifting children and doing all the other things that us parents do. For extra bonus points, while you're lying on the posture pole or bolster for 15 minutes ideally plus, pop in your headphones and do some meditation or some deep diaphragm breathing to help with your posture and protecting your back and your body. And if you just need some space and some time to yourself and want the kids to actually go to bed by themselves, then a really hot tip that we have is to put on a sleepy audiobook or meditation for them. Our own personal favorite ones are Tales from the Lily Pad on Spotify and Bedtime Meditations for Kids by Christiane Kerr. There you have it, our top tips for looking after your back while you are putting your beautiful children to sleep. And if you have tried all of these tips, you've tried everything out there and you're still getting pain and you're not sleeping very well, then please reach out to us, please give us a call. We would love to help support all of our amazing superstar parents out there. This month at Open Space, we are focused on helping you and your family thrive with ease. That's why we have created our brand new offering. Introducing Lunchbox Goodness in Disguise, a lunchtime recipe book compiled with nutritious and delicious snacks that your kids will actually eat. And the best part is they only take 20 minutes to prepare. Simply click on the link provided to get it delivered straight into your inbox. Happy cooking!